Have you ever woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Do you know the hidden reasons behind this? In today's episode, we're going to explore 5 possible reasons why older adults often find themselves awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. Each of these reasons reveals something deeper about your body, your health, and your life experience. Pay close attention, because with every reason we explore, we'll also share a natural solution to help you overcome it. Well, here's one explanation. As we age, our brains produce less melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle, often called the body's internal clock. It plays a key role in helping you fall asleep and stay asleep. When you were younger, your brain made plenty of melatonin, especially in the evenings. That's what helped you drift into deep sleep and stay there for hours without even thinking about it. But here's the thing. Research shows that melatonin production can drop by as much as 50%, or even more, as we age. So, what does that really mean? You might still find yourself falling asleep easily around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, but by 2 or 3 in the morning, your melatonin levels may have dropped so low that your body can no longer stay in that deep, restful state. And as we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to even the smallest signals. The blinking light of a digital clock, a little glow from the street lights sneaking in through the curtains, or even a hallway light shining in from under the bedroom door, any of these things can further suppress melatonin production. So what can you do to make things better? Try making just a few small adjustments. For example, dim the lights earlier in the evening. Stay off screens for at least an hour before bedtime, and go for a short walk before heading to bed. That tells your brain that the day is winding down. If you're experiencing the same issue, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And get ready to hear the most common reason you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning without even realizing it. Don't miss it. Another reason why you consistently wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning could be a shift in your body's internal biological clock. Experts call this change advanced sleep phase syndrome, according to the National Institutes of Health. It's one reason you may feel sleepy earlier in the evening and start waking up earlier, around 3 o'clock in the morning. This condition becomes more common in older adults, especially those over the age of 60. Let's break it down together. Our bodies are guided by a natural rhythm, known as the circadian rhythm. It's a 24-hour cycle that tells us when to wake up, eat, rest, and sleep. This rhythm syncs up with light, physical activity, and daily routines. But as we age, that rhythm begins to shift. You might notice yourself getting sleepy 1 to 2 hours earlier in the evening, maybe while watching a movie or reading a book. You start nodding off around 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night, and by 3 in the morning, you're wide awake. Let me introduce you to Charles. He's a retired teacher, now 68 years old. Since retiring, Charles has made a few lifestyle changes. He eats dinner around 5:30 in the evening, watches a bit of TV, and then starts to feel drowsy. By 9 o'clock, he's in bed. And like clockwork, by 3 in the morning, he's fully awake. At first, he thought it was insomnia, but then he realized he just needed to shift his habits slightly. So, he began reading in the evening under a warm-toned lamp. He took short walks after dinner. Sometimes he would call his daughter for a quick chat before bed. These gentle cues signal to his brain, it's not bedtime yet, stay up just a little longer. What happened next? He started falling asleep around 10 o'clock at night, and his natural wake-up time moved to around 5 or 6 in the morning, which felt much more comfortable. So try making a few small changes. Get involved in calming wind-down activities. Gently stretch your evening routine to support your body in a more natural way. And be sure to avoid bright screens just before bed. They might seem harmless, but blue light can interfere with your internal clock. But what if it's not your internal clock at all? What if your body is actually trying to get your attention through pain, pressure, or discomfort? Before we dive deeper into that topic, I have a quick 10-second request for everyone listening. If you're able to support me in any way, please tap the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me, and it genuinely helps the channel grow. And if you do that for me, I promise that my team and I will do everything we can to keep making this show even better for you. Deal? Small discomforts we might have ignored years ago can now disrupt our sleep. It could be a dull ache in the hip, a sudden urge to use the bathroom, a feeling of pressure in the back, or that familiar heartburn from a late dinner. These are the real culprits that cause many people to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're more common than you might imagine. According to the National Institute on Aging, more than 50% of adults over the age of 65 report waking up during the night on a regular basis, and physical discomfort is the #1 reason why. Let me introduce you to Eleanor. She's a 76-year-old woman who started waking up like clockwork around 3:30 a.m. At first, Eleanor thought it was just part of getting older. But the real issue wasn't just her age, it was her medication routine. Eleanor had started taking a new blood pressure pill in the evening. What she didn't realize was that it increased urination during the night. Her body wasn't malfunctioning. It was actually responding just as it should. But no one had connected the dots until she did. Once she talked to her doctor, they adjusted the timing of her dose. She also made a few small changes, like cutting back on liquids after dinner and slightly propping herself up at night to ease her acid reflux. Now, she still wakes up sometimes, but not as often. And when she does, she knows why and how to fall back asleep. Here's the truth. Waking up in the middle of the night doesn't always mean something is wrong. But it does mean your body is trying to tell you something. You should listen to those gentle whispers so you don't end up feeling cranky, worn out during the day, or facing issues with your health or memory. If you find yourself waking up at 3 a.m., don't just brush it off. Do a quick check-in with your body. If it's joint pain or stiffness, try using a support pillow or doing some light stretching before bed. If it's acid reflux or digestive discomfort, avoid lying down right after dinner. And try sleeping with your upper body slightly elevated. Keep the room cool and use breathable bedding. Even minor discomforts can send signals to your brain that it's time to wake up. Your body is always communicating through quiet signals, so pay attention and try to work with it, not against it. But what if your body isn't uncomfortable? What if changes in your lifestyle and activities could make a big difference in your sleep? In the next chapter, we'll explore a different side of waking up at night and why it might actually be your habits and way of living, not just your body, that are keeping you awake. But first, leave a comment that says number 3 to let us know you're still following along. As we reach retirement age, life begins to slow down in ways we don't always notice. We move around less. We eat dinner earlier, And of course, winding down with a quiet evening becomes part of the routine that helps us relax. But those peaceful habits might actually be the reason you find yourself wide awake and puzzled at 3 o'clock in the morning. Here's what's going on inside your body. It all comes down to your internal clock. Our circadian rhythm, or natural sleep-wake cycle, adjusts to even the smallest changes. So, if you start going to bed earlier, your body naturally starts waking up earlier too. That's why 3 a.m. can feel like you've had a full night's sleep, even though it's still completely dark outside. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, lifestyle changes and reduced activity can have a big impact on sleep patterns, especially for older adults. When we lose the structure and stimulation of a daily routine, the brain may begin releasing melatonin, the hormone that helps us sleep earlier than before. Take Walter, for example. He's 74 years old and recently retired. He was enjoying a slower pace of life. He'd eat dinner around 5 o'clock in the evening, watch the evening news, and often doze off in his recliner. By 8:30, he was already in bed. And by 3 o'clock in the morning, he was wide awake, lying there wondering what was going on. So what was the issue? Walter's body had started thinking the day was over much earlier than it really was. To fix this, Walter made some changes. He started going for short walks in the afternoon to keep moving and get more natural sunlight. He used brighter lights in the evening to delay melatonin production. He made a habit of calling his daughter at night for a little emotional connection and mental stimulation. And he resisted the temptation to nap after dinner, choosing instead to stay active until closer to bedtime. Within just a few weeks, Walter noticed he was staying up later and sleeping soundly until around 5:30 or even 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes we think about big, grand things, but the truth is that even small habits can help shape our health. Because your body is always listening, when you send signals related to sleep, it responds accordingly. So, if you're waking up before the birds start singing, but what if your body doesn't feel uncomfortable at all? Your body feels completely at ease and relaxed, yet you still can't manage to sleep through the night without waking up. What if the real reason is actually hidden deep within your heart, and that's what's keeping you tossing and turning at 3 o'clock in the morning? In the next chapter, we're going to explore another side of waking up in the middle of the night and why it might actually be because your heart is aching. But first, leave a comment that simply says 3 to let us know you're still with us. And then, let's keep listening closely. Sometimes, waking up suddenly at 3 a.m. has nothing to do with the body. It comes from something deeper, more complex, nestled within the heart. As we grow older, our hearts become filled with a mix of emotions, joy, sadness, quiet reflections, all tucked away inside. And the stillness of night becomes the perfect time for anxiety, regret, or unspoken longing to rise to the surface, stirring your mind and keeping you wide awake. According to sleep researchers at Harvard Medical School, emotional processing tends to intensify at night, especially in the early morning hours, when the brain enters lighter stages of sleep. That's when your subconscious has the space to bring forth thoughts you've tucked away during the day. Let me tell you about 80-year-old widow Gloria, a proud grandmother with a garden in full bloom and a family who loves her dearly. During the day, she's cheerful and busy, baking, gardening, and chatting on the phone. But around 3 a.m., something shifts. That's when memories of her late husband begin to surface. Not in a sorrowful way, just present, like a guest in the quiet. And she realizes it's not her body that can't sleep. It's her soul wanting to speak. You see, as we age, life slows down. The noise fades. The calendar clears. And that makes space for thoughts, emotions, and memories to rise, especially at night. The mind starts flipping through old chapters. An old friendship that faded. A decision you've second-guessed for years. A word left unsaid to someone who's no longer here. It's not always heavy or overwhelming. Sometimes it's just a gentle ache, wanting to connect, a need to be heard. And that makes space for those thoughts, emotions, and memories to come alive, especially in the stillness of night. It's not always heavy or overwhelming. Sometimes it's just a quiet ache, reaching out, a need to be acknowledged. This is more common than people realize. Studies from the National Sleep Foundation note that emotional restlessness is an increasingly common reason older adults wake up during the night, especially those who are socially isolated or grieving. But Gloria found a way to meet that moment with gentleness instead of frustration. Before bed, she lights a small lamp, maybe plays some soft music, and she keeps a journal on her nightstand. Just space to write whatever's on her heart, grief, gratitude, memories, and questions. Sometimes just a sentence, sometimes a whole page. And you know what? She started sleeping better. Not because the thoughts disappeared, but because she finally gave them a voice. Now that you know the 5 most common reasons older adults wake up at 3 a.m., the question is, what can you do with that awareness? In the next chapter, we'll pull it all together with gentle guidance and some supportive tools for better sleep, deeper self-care, and healthier rhythms for this meaningful phase of life. Let's take a slow, deep breath together and gently reflect on all we've uncovered today. Melatonin, body clocks, discomfort, habits, emotions. 5 signals, not flaws, just signals. Each one a whisper from your body, asking to be understood. Your body isn't failing. Your mind isn't confused. They're simply speaking a little differently these days. You're just changing, and that's okay. Waking at 3 a.m. isn't always about insomnia. Sometimes, it's a quiet whisper of change. It could be your body resetting its rhythm. It might be your heart recalling memories in the stillness. It could simply be your system adapting to a new phase of life. So maybe, just maybe, 3 a.m. isn't something to dread. Maybe it's your body offering an invitation to pause, to breathe, to care for yourself in a new way. Because this season of life isn't about slowing down. It's about growing wiser. You're not just getting older. You're becoming more aware, more in tune, more evolved. And that evolution, it calls for compassion, understanding, and time to truly meet yourself where you are. If anything in today's message felt familiar, please know you are not alone, and your experience truly matters. So, tell us, which of the 5 reasons felt most like you? Have you tried adjusting a habit? Did it help? Drop a comment below. We read every single one, because your voice matters here, and it just might help someone else feel seen too. Try one gentle change tonight. Dim the lights, write down your thoughts, or simply tweak your wind down routine. Then come back. Let us know how it felt. We're walking this path with you. If this video helped you feel supported, please like and subscribe. Just a click helps us keep making messages that heal, teach, and uplift. And if someone you care about might need this, share it with them. Because someone out there might be lying awake, wondering if they're the only one. Until we meet again, may your nights bring peace. May your thoughts be gentle. And may your 3 a.m. moments feel full of meaning.